The last one we're going to cover, man, storybook ending to a fantastic career. We had Robbie Lawler versus Niko Price. Robbie Lawler, 46th fight.
46. I mean,
Wow.
incredible. There's a lot of pictures in this slideshow, by the way, for Robbie Lawler.
Of course.
Couldn't
We
just do
had
a
to.
couple.
Oh, man.
Best retirement fight of all time?
It's up there.
I think
It's
it's
up
got to
there.
be.
The way that he goes out there, they start swinging in the clinch. Those classic Robbie Lawler full force uppercuts, hooks. Just so
So
dirty.
good.
And not dirty fighting, right? Like I just like that dirty boxing in close and like just grabbing him and just throwing those uppercuts, so good. And you see that uppercut kind of land and it kind of like shakes Niko a little bit, and
Yep.
then that short left hook that lands right on the temple, and you just see
Yeah.
Niko collapse. And the way that Robbie walks over there, doesn't land an extra shot, the respect,
Yeah.
and just raises his hands and walks off.
Yeah.
Man, storybook ending.
Yeah, and even just the lead up, they kept showing him in the locker room getting his hands taped and stuff, and he's smiling and laughing with people and stuff, and I was just like, this is so cool. And then you see Bruce Buffer while he's announcing him in that last photo. Dude, Bruce Buffer went hard. He went so hard announcing Robbie Lawler. It was so cool to see.
Look at that picture too, man. Oh my god,
Yeah, it's so good.
just taking it in.
Yeah, and then he goes out there and just starches him in what, like 36 seconds, I think it was. And like you said, he just clinches and just he got him like right on the temple.
39
He sneaks
seconds.
the uppercut in as he's going down from the uppercut before he can even put his hand down or his leg down. The left over the top around the corner. And I've seen some people already say, Niko took a dive. Niko took a dive. You
Get
can't
out
fall
of
like that. What's on screen right now, you can't fake that. You cannot fall. Your body will not fall like that if you're conscious. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Like, it's just
Yeah.
not going to happen. Toshi says, Robbie
Ooh.
crying made me cry.
When
Dude,
Robbie cries, we all cry.
because Robbie never cries, dude. And just
Dude.
some of the moments, man. After the fight, this might actually make me tear up right now, but after the fight, they're doing the post-fight interview. It's incredible. He's already, you can see his lip quivering, like he's about to start crying, and you're like,
Yeah.
"Don't do me like this, Robbie," because the guy's just a stone cold killer, dude. It's not, you don't see,
No emotions.
yeah, you don't see someone like that cry. He takes a knee after the fight, and he's taking it all in. You could tell. Everybody loves him. There's zero Robbie Lawler haters out there. You know, if the Diaz brothers respect you, pretty much most likely everybody else does. Toshi says it's like watching your dad cry. And after the post-fight interview, Joe says, we put something together. We want you to watch this up here. Look up at the big screen. And they play a highlight, and it's one of Robbie's early interviews where he's talking about fighting and stuff, like from way back in the day, and it's overlaid with his early UFC fights before they even had branding on the glove, where he knocks out Tiki. You know, they start showing they show Strike Force fights. They show his Pride fight. They're showing all this stuff. And then they get into that era of the comeback, the resurgence of Robbie Lawler, where, I mean, the run that he went on to get the belt was just absolute insanity. And one of my favorite moments of all of fighting, a lot of people, it's his fight with Rory McDonald, right, where the round ends, he eats the high kick, he spits out a bunch of blood, they end the round, and then they're just staring each other down bloody. And you're like, we still have 2 more rounds of this? This is insane. But the moment for me that Robbie Lawler is like, gives me goosebumps every time I watch it is the rematch against Johnny Hendricks, where, I mean, they set records in those fights for how many strikes they landed on each other. And by the end of that last fight, or the second fight, they showed Fat Robbie in Strike Force even as this region. But the end of that fight, the second one, it really came down to that last round. It was close fight. And most of that round was Johnny Hendricks in on the double leg, and he'd stuff his head in between Robbie's legs and just hold him against the fence. And it was like, no, we cannot have him win this by decision based off of that. That should not win him this fight. And there's 45 seconds left, and Robbie was pretty much controlled most of that 5th round. And you're like, he's going to lose to control. This is awful. And instead of just defending the takedown, he just takes a knee, starts elbowing the side of Johnny Hendricks' ribs, while Johnny Hendricks is just stuck on the double leg with his head between his legs, and he's just elbowing him, and you can hear him, and he's screaming with every elbow that he's landing to the body, and eventually Johnny Hendricks takes his hands off, starts covering up the body, and Robbie's able to escape. Johnny Hendricks stands up, and he's absolutely gassed with his back against the fence. Robbie has to separate when he gets up, so he's like a few feet away. And immediately, as soon as Johnny Hendricks takes that step back to put his back up against the fence, Robbie literally flies at him. I've never seen anything like it. It's not a Superman punch. He just leaps at him. And he's like, bat, 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 throwing head kicks, throwing all these wild hooks, uppercuts. And you can see the camera is facing Robbie with Johnny Hendricks underneath the camera, just shelling up. And Robbie's screaming with everything. And Johnny Hendricks is just trying to like circle away as best as he can while Robbie's just screaming at him. And they end the fight, and he just continues to walk him down after the end of the fight. And I was like, oh my God, I'd never seen anything like that before. There hasn't really been anything since. And then they gave him the fight, which arguably he lost that fight. But but it was just an incredible scene, you know, to when someone like Regen says earlier that he was like kind of disappointed in Moreno in that 5th round when he knew he needed to finish, but he didn't quite fight. He fought like he needed to win the round. Robbie had 0 of that for his whole career. If Robbie needed to finish, I mean, he's going to go insane. He's not going to try to win that round. He's not going to shoot it for a takedown with 30 seconds left. He's going to try to put you out for as long as he's allowed to. I mean, just incredible career. Regis says, Johnny was like, what the fuck is happening right now? It was insane, dude. I love that fight.
Dude, he's fought Nick Diaz twice, Neil Magny, Kobe Covington, Rafael Dos Anjos, Donald Cerrone, Tyron Woodley, Carlos Condit, Rory McDonald, Johnny Hendricks, Matt Brown, Jake Ellenberger.
Rory twice. I fought Rory twice.
Josh Koscheck. Dude,
Lorenz Larkin, Melvin Manhoef.
Jacare.
Yeah.
Jake Shields. Dude, what a career, man.
What a career. And just one of the most violent guys. You know, one of the most violent guys ever in the sport. So to see him go out with a win like this, it's just not something that happens often. I know
the Chris Lytle. Knockout.
Yeah, the Chris Lytle one that Regen's referencing, that's a great one. Amanda Nunes obviously had a great retirement fight, but it's a little different in my opinion. But yeah, to see Robbie go out like that, be able to take all that in, he gets that promo at the end where he's, you know, he's like crying. They have him while he's watching it. They have a little corner cam, like on the corner of the screen. They have a shot of a camera on him while he's watching it. I mean, just you don't get happy endings in MMA. It just doesn't happen, you know. So for Robbie to get one, it's really cool.
That was a good one, man. So that's the end of an era with Robbie.
End of the Pride era, man. That's the last fighter on the UFC roster with Pride fights.
Dang, dude.
Yeah, Verdum, I think, is still fighting somewhere, you know, but
Bare Knuckle versus JDS.
Yeah, but
and Masvidal's promotion there.
Yeah.
Regen says, how crazy is that? I already forgot about Amanda retiring as a double champ. Yeah, it happened to.
Yeah.
Maybe it was the fake tears that made you forget.
The fake tears. Crocodile tears.
Hey everybody, Romero and Will here. Thank you so much for watching that short clip. It's just a small clip of what we covered this last Sunday.
Yeah, if you want to check out the full fight card recap, the link is in the description, and it's going to be on screen at the end here. Don't forget to go back and watch our fighter interviews that we have. And don't forget to tune in live every Sunday morning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 p.m. Eastern, and you can join in on the fun.
Yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. It goes a long way. All right, everybody, thanks for watching that short clip from Story of the Fight.